Welcome to the Hudson Valley Strong Dads Podcast, your weekly dose of everything dads need to navigate fatherly relationships, their bodies, and spirits. This show is rated M for manly. And now, your host. He was once known for wearing Nike and Adidas at the same time. Currently in the race to be the next Dos Equis most interesting man alive, Lou Torres.
Valley Strong Dads Podcast. Obviously, if you've been listening, we've gone over a lot of little tips in the fatherly side of building strong relationships with your children and others, obviously, right? And the other side of this podcast is essentially for fitness and performance. And one of my mainstays of what I actually do is just that, right? I've developed a gym, a vehicle to help people in the community as far as a lot of the athlete side and a lot of the adult side, right? We have currently around 100 members. And what I do is figure it all out for them. So one of the big things that I always see on the adult side, and it happens on the athlete side, but I'm talking specifically to the adult here, is that life's resistance always happens, no matter what. This comes in the form of work, your work obligations, your family obligations, obviously your spouse or girlfriend, boyfriend obligations. And then obviously responsibilities to your kids, or if you don't have responsibilities and stuff, other stuff you have to do, right? So how do you fit the fitness thing into your life? And one of the things that I've noticed with adults is a good percentage of them don't necessarily love the idea of exercise or love the idea of fitness, but they want the result, right? They don't want it to be a entire life. They want it to be a part of their life. They know they have to do something. So what I've provided here is a good sustainable way for adults to get into fitness. And one of the things that we talk about a lot, and I do this on a group setting and a one-on-one setting, is that life's resistance always shows itself. That's the one thing that's always going to happen. There's always something that's going to present itself that's going to be supposedly more important, right? So you have to accept the fact that you're always going to be competing against that. And it's always going to be a slight uphill battle with that, right? And getting 10 minutes of exercise is probably better than doing absolutely nothing, right? So there's days where I have to get a lot of stuff done. And there's days where I only have 20 minutes, but like this is what I do. I know exactly what to do and what to prioritize on. But this is also what I focus in on for our adults. Sometimes they come to me and say, oh my God, I missed this. I only got 40 minutes to do this, like blah, 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 and we get the job done. So one of the things is acceptance. Accepting that nothing is ever going to be perfect, and the timeline. The other thing is hiring a professional. So what we have here is a scheduling system where everybody gets their profile online and you schedule the sessions based on our availability. And we have about 8 sessions a day, in the morning and the afternoon and evening. So people go into their profile, go into their account and schedule their session. That's rule number. It's scheduled into your day. You're gonna get reminders on when your session is and who's coming and when, right? Now, the biggest thing I always tell most of our adults is that you just have to get here. We have it from there. You just gotta get to us. Before this, I've already met with them. They've already sat down with me. They've already understood our systems. They're into our world now. I got them most likely when they're adults. They're starting with me with our entry-level program. And I've already screened them movement-wise and put them through a screening to know. I don't have to guess what's going on with them. I know exactly. And then they come into our world, and it's a seamless process, right? As long as they understand that they might be a little bit uncomfortable, slightly, and I don't take people and just throw them into exercise. I slowly build them. So what that means in my world is the amount of actual work that we do, the sets and reps and time stuff, intervals, whatever, has to be a cumulative effect. Right, so you don't just go from the couch to running 5Ks, even though that is a book. It's called Couch to 5Ks. How many problems happen with that, right? It's the same thing in the strength world or whatever physical activity world. You don't just go from doing nothing to all the way here. So when stuff presents itself, you have to have a plan B. And this is something I always talk with adults. Some people have a workout equipment at their home that they don't even use. I give them the avenue to use that. I train about 30 people online also. I have ways to get the information right to your phone, right? So number one is accepting that it'll never be perfect and stuff is gonna happen, but it's progress, not perfection, right? Nothing, and people kind of like, it's paralysis by analysis, they think too much. Let the professionals do the thinking for you. You just got to show up. That's it, and we got it. We got it from there. And there's always nothing in exercise is never set in stone. Nor is nutrition. When people talk in absolutes or black or white, they don't really know what they're talking about 100%. I'm telling you. There's always shady gray area, and it's always individualistic and geared towards the person. So, just know that life's resistance is always going to be there, right? I have 2 employees. I have a son of my own. I assistant coach wrestling at the high school. I have a ton of stuff. I still get my workouts in because they're scheduled and planned. And I know, the other thing is, I know I don't always want to feel like doing it. But I choose, the habit is that I choose to go in that direction anyway. And that's a habit that I formed in my life. What I focus in on our adults are our habits, not necessarily specifics. You're more than smart enough to understand nutritionally and what to do. Maybe not exercise 100%, but nutritionally, eat like an adult and you're fine. All right, that's number one thing, right? When people come to me with nutrition and I work with them on that, and they tell me I don't eat this and I don't eat that and yada yada this that and that's well, you know what? How's that any different than when my son was 3 years old and he didn't want to choose certain vegetables? Be an adult, do adulting. You know what I mean? It's really not that difficult. All right, guys, Coach Lou here, talking about life's resistance. Have any questions? Just comment down below. Till later.
Thanks for listening to the Hudson Valley Strong Dads Podcast, your weekly dose of everything dads need to navigate fatherly relationships, their bodies, and spirits. For more info, log on to www.hvdadspodcast.com.